In this video, we'll show you how to install an Advent X rear derailleur with a single chainring. If you have questions about proper setup, it's best to consult with a professional bike mechanic. To complete the installation process, you'll need the following tools: a tape measure, a torque wrench with 4 and 5 mm Allen bits, 3, 4, and 5 mm Allen wrenches, a chain breaker tool, and a cable and housing cutter. The first step is to attach the derailleur to the bike. The most important thing here is to make sure the B-tension washer is in contact with the B-tension adjustment screw and that they are both oriented properly in relation to the derailleur hanger. Using a 5 mm Allen wrench, attach the rear derailleur to the hanger. Make sure that the B-tension washer is above the lip on the derailleur hanger. Use a torque wrench to make sure the bolt is tightened to 8 to 10 Newton meters. After you're done, double check to make sure that the derailleur can rotate freely. Once the derailleur is attached, the next job is to adjust the high limit screw. The high limit screw is the bottom screw on the back of the derailleur. Using a 3 mm Allen, adjust the screw until the center of the guide pulley aligns with the outer edge of the smallest cog. The next step is to install your rear derailleur cable. Every frame manufacturer has different cable routing guidelines, so make sure you consult those before cutting the housing. The most important thing for the Advent X rear derailleur is that there is not too much of a curve in the housing and not too little slack either. You don't want the derailleur to rotate backwards. You want it to fully set against the limit screw. And you don't want there to be an extreme bend in the housing. Before installing the rear derailleur, shift to the highest gear on the shifter. Route the cable through the shifter, through the housing, and out by the rear derailleur. To attach the cable to the rear derailleur, route it underneath the cable fixing bolt and washer to make sure that the cable is firmly resting in the groove underneath the washer. Tighten to 5 to 7 Newton meters. Once you tighten the cable down, cut it. Then attach a cable end. Before installing the chain on the bike, make sure that the clutch is disabled. There's a switch right here on the side. The closed circle means the clutch is engaged. The open circle means it's disengaged. Switch to the disengaged position. Proper chain length is vital to good shifting. For some full suspension bikes, the chainstay length can grow as the bike moves through its travel. For these bikes, find the position where the bottom bracket and rear axle are furthest apart and size the chain from there. To size the chain, wrap it around the chain ring and the largest cog in the back without routing it through the rear derailleur. From the spot where the chain first overlaps, add 2 full inner links of length and cut the chain there. This inner link is the first one that overlapped. From there, add 2 more inner links and cut the chain at the end of the inner link. For chains without a quick connector, add an outer plate as well. Once you've cut the chain to length, it's time to route it through the rear derailleur. Start by routing the chain through the smallest cog, then loop it over the guide pulley. Route it through the cage above the derailment prevention plate. Then around the back of the tension pulley. Once the chain is through, attach both sides of the chain's quick connectors. Make sure to pedal forward with the rear brake engaged to set the quick connector with an audible pop. Before adjusting the derailleur, return the switch back to the on position to engage the clutch. To adjust the cable tension, switch between the smallest cog and the second smallest cog with the low thumb trigger on the shifter. If the chain doesn't move, turn the barrel adjuster on the shifter counterclockwise, try again, and repeat until the derailleur shifts to the next cog. Once the chain moves to the second cog, make several shifts up and down the cassette. If the chain is slow to move to a larger cog, turn the barrel adjuster counterclockwise. If the chain is slow to move to a smaller cog, turn the barrel adjuster clockwise. Once the system is shifting well in both directions, shift to the largest cog on the cassette. Using your hand, try to push the rear derailleur past the largest cog toward the wheel of the bike. If you can move the derailleur past the cog, tighten the low limit screw. The low limit screw is the middle screw on the back of the derailleur. Turn the screw clockwise until you can't move the derailleur past the largest cog. Now you're almost done. With the chain in the largest cog, adjust the B-limit screw until there is 15 to 17 millimeters of distance between the tallest teeth of the guide pulley and the largest cog. This concludes the installation video for the AdventX rear derailleur. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please email us at service@microshift.com.